Probably clicked on this video because you want to learn how somebody was able to make 100 or even 1,000% with option contracts. Well, you've come to the right place. However, before you can make trades like that, you will need to learn the basics so you can avoid blowing up your account and losing all your money. In this video, I'll be going over what is a stock option, what is a call and put option, what is option premium, the option chain, and in the money versus out of the money options. If you find any of this information helpful, please like and subscribe. On the Just CC Options YouTube channel, you get lots of videos as well as 30-second shorts discussing different option details and trading strategies. So enough with the fluff, let's get into it. What is a stock option? It is defined as a contract that gives the buyer the right to exchange 100 shares of a stock at the strike price on or before the expiration date. Simply stated, a stock option is a contract that is open between a person who owns 100 shares of a stock and a person who has money to buy those 100 shares. For example, Trader A owns 100 shares of a stock and Trader B doesn't, but has money to. To explain further, let's define some key factors that every stock option has. First is the underlying stock. This is the 100 shares that the option contract controls. Second is the strike price. This is an agreed upon price of the shares that can be exchanged. This would be the per share cost at which Trader A would sell 100 shares to Trader B. Last is the expiration date, a deadline for the contract. The underlying stock can only be sold to Trader B at the strike price on or before the expiration date. Now you may have noticed that I said a stock option gives the buyer the right to exchange 100 shares of a stock, but that is a vague description. Are the shares being bought or sold? Well, it depends on what type of option contract it is. So moving on, what is a call option? A call option gives the buyer the right to buy 100 shares of the underlying stock at the strike price on or before the expiration date. Trader B would be the buyer and Trader A would be the seller. On the other hand, a put option gives the buyer the right to sell 100 shares of the underlying stock at the strike price on or before the expiration date. Trader A would be the buyer and Trader B would be the seller. So to summarize, a call option gives the buyer the right to buy 100 shares, and a put option gives the buyer the right to sell 100 shares. But what if you don't own 100 shares of a stock, or don't want to own any stock at all? Can you still trade options? Absolutely, and that brings us to our last definition. Option premium is the market cost of an option contract. Just like a stock, every option contract has a value associated with it. A stock has a stock price, but options have option premium. The buyer of the contract would pay this premium as a debit, and the seller of the contract would receive this premium as a credit. Option premium is constantly changing based on stock price, implied volatility, and time till expiration. This means that you can buy an option and sell it for more later, or you can sell an option and buy it back for less later, making profits off option premium fluctuations rather than solely the stock's price. This is what makes option trading so diverse. When you are considering trading an option, the process is a lot more complicated compared to a stock. This is because you have to decide on a strike price and an expiration date, and these are typically found on the option chain of the underlying stock. Robinhood has one of the most user-friendly option chains, so I will use that for a demonstration. Say we are looking at the option chain for Apple with an expiration date of 7/30. In the screenshot I have pulled up here, there are 6 strike prices shown on the left, ranging from $143 to $148. On the right side, you will find the option premium. Now don't get too excited when you see prices like $3. What is shown here is the option premium per share. So the total cost will be this amount times 100. For example, the 148 strike call would cost $305 per contract, and the 148 strike put would cost $465 per contract. Now, if you've ever understood everything so far, you may be thinking, why in the world would I pay almost $300 to buy 100 shares of Apple at 148 when it is trading at 145 and 92 cents? Well, the reason is leverage, but I will discuss that in another video. For now, let's talk about in the money versus out of the money and what that means on the option chain and for option contracts. At any given time, an option contract is considered in the money or out of the money. An option can move from out of the money to in the money or vice versa many times throughout its life. An in the money contract is generally considered profitable for the buyer of the contract. This is because the contract has intrinsic and extrinsic value and can be exercised for a more favorable price compared to current market prices. An out of the money option is generally considered not profitable for the buyer of the contract. This is because the contract can be exercised for a less favorable price compared to current market prices. 99% of the time, in the money options are the only contracts that get exercised. Exercise meaning that the buyer is exercising their right to exchange the underlying shares of the contract at the strike price. Out of the money options will always be worthless or $0 at the end of the expiration date. This means that if you purchase an option for $500 and it is out of the money on the expiration date, it'll be worth $0. This is why, if not traded properly, options can be very risky. For calls, in the money options means the strike price is below the stock's market price. Out of the money means the strike price is above the stock's market price. For puts, it's opposite. In the money options mean that the strike price is above the stock's market price, and out of the money options mean the strike price is below the stock's market price. So to recap, in this video, we discussed what a stock option is, what a call and put are, what option premium is, and the option chain, as well as in the money versus out of the money options. This is basic knowledge you will need to understand before trading options. However, there is additional information that is very beneficial to understand, such as how is option premium affected by the stock price, implied volatility, and time till expiration, or how to manage an option contract, or how to close an option contract. Please subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications on when I post new videos discussing these topics. And of course, like this video if you enjoyed the information. Till next time, this has been Just Easy Options.